In the majestic palace of Rabat, Morocco, Sultan Amir sat on a throne of wealth and opulence. His palace was a marvel of architecture, adorned with gold, jewels, and marble that spoke of the riches he had amassed through exploitation and cruelty. Amir's subjects were crushed under the weight of his taxes, while he grew wealthier by the day. His court was filled with sycophants who flattered his every decision, and Amir believed his reign would last forever. But beneath the surface, discontent was brewing. A young farmer named Idris, tired of watching his people suffer, began to rally others to resist the Sultan's rule. He preached the proverb, "Ill-gotten treasures have no lasting value, but righteousness delivers from death." The people, inspired by Idris' words and their desire for justice, began to rise up, gathering in secret to discuss how they could overthrow the Sultan. Idris knew that the time for action was near. The people, pushed to their breaking point, were ready to stand against Amir's oppressive rule. One evening, as the Sultan held a lavish feast in his palace, Idris led a group of villagers to the city gates. Armed with nothing but farming tools and their resolve, they stormed the palace grounds, catching Amir's guards by surprise. The Sultan, drunk on both power and wine, barely noticed the chaos until it reached his doorstep. Inside the palace, Amir's advisors urged him to flee, but he scoffed at the idea. "I am the Sultan. These peasants are no threat to me," he declared. But as the sounds of battle grew closer, Amir's confidence began to waver. His greed had blinded him to the suffering of his people, and now that very greed was threatening to destroy everything he had built. As the villagers breached the palace walls, Amir attempted to escape through a secret passage, but it was too late. Idris and his followers captured the Sultan, bringing him before the people. The Grand Palace, once a symbol of Amir's power, was now in ruins, its wealth and treasures scattered among the very people he had oppressed. Idris, standing before the crowd, reminded them of the proverb, "Ill-gotten treasures have no lasting value." The palace, though grand, had been built on the backs of the people, and now it had fallen, just as Amir's reign had come to an end. Amir was exiled, his riches confiscated and redistributed to the people who had suffered under his rule. The palace, once the seat of greed and exploitation, became a symbol of justice and equality. Idris, who had led the uprising with righteousness in his heart, was hailed as a hero. He reminded the people that true wealth was not found in gold or jewels, but in fairness, honesty, and a ruler who served their people. Amir's legacy was a warning. No palace, no matter how grand, can stand on foundations of injustice.